You ever come across something that you go, it's 2020. Why are they just now thinking of this? Well, greetings everybody and welcome to SmartWatch Ticks. We're a YouTube channel on the web at smartwatchticks.com, and I want to show you a letter. This is something, well, we haven't seen this technology for a while. Oh, all right. I'm not the only one that uses paper. Other folks too, and this piece of paper contains a letter that has some pieces that are part of a big plan to completely change the way you wear your watches. We'll get to this later. I want to show you the box now. It's called an Ergon Band. The ergonomic watch band. You have not seen this anywhere because it doesn't exist. Well, it does here. This is a prototype. This is something that is going to be released soon as a Kickstarter project. And if you know how that stuff works, and we'll show you a little flow chart in a minute, it's a kind of thing where somebody gets a great idea, and then they need some backing to make the great idea into reality. And people like you and me, well, we actually fund the process to create the product. And that's been going on to the point now where there's a prototype, and the box contains the prototype of, are you ready? The Ergon Band. Yeah. Wow. This is how we've worn watches forever. Why in the world did it take until 2020 to create the idea of a watch band that puts the watch at the angle that your hand is on when you're riding your bicycle, when you're driving your car, when you're taking a beer, a soda. All of these things have not been easily available when you have to twist your wrist and spill your soda in your lap to see the time. The Ergo Band, I'm going to show you in just a minute, has all these different features to it. It's something you can wear everywhere. It's a breathable design, durable construction, maximum compatibility with all kinds of different watches. You saw all the parts that make that happen. These puppies are being handmade right now, because this is a Kickstarter project. Each one's going to be put together individually. I hear it takes about 90 minutes per band. Best quality real leather, obviously ergonomic because it's an ergo band, and perfect viewing angle, which is really the thing about this. It's putting it in a place where you can actually use it. Let's open the box. Yeah. It's a really nice box in here. Gold covered. Wow. Inside, we've got a manual, basically showing you the pictures I showed you already, and more pictures of how you put the whole thing together, and pictures of actually using it. Here's what I'm getting at. This is a real photograph. That's me. Well, it should be me if I had a nice Mercedes like this. But hey, maybe I will one day, right? And it's something you can just wear doing whatever you're doing. And we're sharing the Ergon Band concept with you in this video and letting you really take a look at what it does, how it works. I love this packaging. Really amazing. This is the first time I've taken it out. Okay. Oh, cute. Look at this. Oh, isn't that cute? Now I have a whole new way to hitchhike. I've got my own plastic hitchhike that I just put it on a stand and go out on the curb and go, that way, I'm going that way. And then plastic container. So this is it. This is the product right here. And in a little bit, I'm going to show you how we put this whole thing on. But I want to tell you a little bit more about the project and what's going on with it. I go to my next piece of paper. By the way, it's designed in Canada. These folks are out of Canada doing this for Chinese and American, the Apple Watch, and of course Samsung Galaxy watches, whatever. I love that as we globally start to take care of each other by cross-supporting the different designs. So it's a project that's been in development. There's a lot more of this. I cut off all the way back to 2017, I think. We're down into 2019, December, testing the prototypes and stuff. beta field testing, mass production procedure, sign off. Boom! We are at 2020, early February. The Kickstarter's going to launch. And I'm off here somewhere now in promotion and marketing and all of that stuff to give you guys insight into what's about to happen. If you get involved with the Kickstarter launch, and you're going to get a link in a little bit on the screen, and of course they'll be in the show notes that you can follow through, you can be one of those early adopters and give it a try at probably the least cost you're going to find. And it's not a far cry from February to May when they're going to go into worldwide delivery. So this is not something you're going to have to sit and wait for 2 years to be developed. It's in production right now, as you can see from the prototype that we've got. So here we go. The Ergon Band. I know, it's a long Kickstarter address. That's why it's better if you use the link. But some of you on phones and whatnot don't have access to that. So there's the full link. You can get to it. Or I just go to Kickstarter and search on Ergon Band. You'll be able to find it. This is the beginning of it. Right now, they're doing a contest where they're giving away a free Ergon Band regularly. I think once a month or something. Anyway, check that out. That's what will happen if you go directly to their website, which is ergonband.com. You can see that information, and of course this will be the link to the Kickstarter. This is coming out in January 2020, and I don't know when you're watching this. It could be 2021 for all I know. So they're going to be far along on this project pretty soon. So all of the things I'm saying right now are preliminary to what you're actually going to see when you get there. And here's a couple of pictures. It can be worn over gloves. It's designed that you can have even snow mittens on and still have it on the outside. Now, one big thing I got to tell you, if you have one of these smartwatches with sensors on the back for heart rate and blood oxygen or ECG reading and all that, obviously it's not going to work. It's not going to happen through this material. This is for your running fitness work, doing apps, watching YouTube videos, whatever you're doing on your smartwatch, but not the body contact biometric data accumulation that you would need. But you can wear it over gloves and everything too, even in the wintertime. And here we go. There's that fun picture in a Tesla now. One of these days I'll just be reviewing the cars and we'll say, oh yeah, and this car comes with somebody wearing a really cool band, but that's not here yet. We're doing the band. And I just thought I'd throw that picture in for you too. Alrighty, folks, let's take some time and study this and study this. I'm going to hook it up to a few different watches to show you what it looks like and how it works. And yeah, let's give it a go. Ha! I love it. I love it. Look at this. Man, the best invention since underwear, I swear. Look at this thing. It took a little bit to get it figured out. And I'm going to walk you through that. But here we are with a Limfo LEM10. It's working fine. It's got the twist and shout. I can bring up the face while I'm cruising, whatever I'm doing. It just hangs on here. It's solid. It's not going anywhere. Wow. Wow, wow, wow. All right, let's begin. Here's the little descriptor, and it talked about getting the ergonomic design right and putting in these pins. Let me break it down in English. Here we go. We've got this one strap right here. That comes out. This comes off your thumb, and you've got the whole thing. So you got a little bit of adjustment right here, depending on how tight you want it on your thumb. For me, I'm literally at the very end because I got a pretty big thumb here. I do a lot of talking with my hands, so I got big thumb muscles. This part of it, you kind of come around, and once you stick your thumb through the hole here, with or without the watch, probably better with it, but you could do preliminary design without it. You just loop this thing through, okay? And you hook it back. Now, if you want it really snug and tight like that, which is not the right way to do it, you'd be in here. But you don't want to have it in a hole other than the last hole. So what you'd have to do, once you figure out where you need to be in this, is you need to move this thing to the place where it would be in the last hole, if that makes sense to you. So for me, right here is going to be just right for the last hole. Gives me a little bit of play. I can position it, wiggle it kind of around with my thumb, and get everything so it's at that sweet spot right there. And now it's correct. I did have to move it a little bit. If I wanted it a little bit further back, I would take this and move it over here. And then, and you can play with this, I just kind of hold here, and then you can see how well it fits. Now that's a little bit loose for me. See there? So yeah, just adjust this, get it where it works, plug it in, and there, you got that adjusted. And you've had this kind of how you wanted it. This initially was a little bit tighter, so my thumb was a little tight. I want to be able to like move my hand. I want to be able to fold my thumb and not go like that's as far as I can go. I want to be able to do it fully. So you got to have that where it works for your hand, and that one. Once you've got those set, now you're really ready to go. You can just take it off like this, and there they are, gloves. Haven't tried this yet. You're the first to see. I could go out and work on the yard. Stick my thumb through there. Oh, I'm touching my watch face. Let's come back here. Wrap that puppy around here, right? I don't think I'm going to be able to reach my thing. I probably have to readjust the pin to get it to work on gloves, but oh well, all right. Yeah, obviously I could maybe get it around and loop and hook it on the first or second one. So you have to readjust it somewhat for gloves, but it's going to fit around the thumb just fine. And if I had that in there, I'd be able to walk around and use it with gloves on. And these are pretty thick gardening kind of gloves. Wow. Wow, wow, wow. So how about the watch itself? This, oh yeah, I haven't even told you what we're looking at, but you know, don't you? The Limfo LEM10. That's one of the few with removable bands. It's an Android watch, and obviously you need to use one with removable bands. So we've got this nice square removable band watch, and what I had to do was figure out the size of the original bands, which was 24 millimeters, I believe, yeah. And I just popped those out with the quick disconnect. And then with the pins you saw in the letter, those extra pins, I'm able to slide them through the thing. There's two things here. There's one that's got a snap right here, okay? And then there's one that is screwed in like this with the little screw thing in here. So it was really easy. I just took the one with the snap and I put it on here with pins, just like you would a normal band. And this has some play in it because you could work like 24 or 22 probably with this particular setting. And so I get this one in here. Then same thing here. With this one, I had to figure out which hole it went to. You see you have 4 holes here. And in this case, because this is such a big watch and it's really long, it's the last hole. With other ones we'll play with, you'll see it'll be shorter. But I basically, with this one already in, I snap this in place. And now this end is kind of dangling, waiting to see where it needs to go. And so I line this up with the holes to see, oh yeah, I got to be in the last hole in order for the size to match perfectly for that. So I screwed it in the last hole, I put in the pin, and with it in this position, I'm able to snap the pin in place, get them both locked in here, and now we've got the whole thing working. Yeah. Oh, did you notice that? The diodes are in alignment with the hole. Now, it's not perfectly aligned with the hole with this size watch and where it's located, but it is aligned. And you may be wondering, will it work for heart rate? Well, let's check that one out. While I'm doing that, I want to mention to you, too, that I talk about this a lot when I do the watch reviews. I want to show you putting it on. And so I want to talk about it again now in case some of you haven't seen the reviews yet. SmartWatchTix.com. That's where you can come on over and watch everything that we're doing. This is an Android watch, meaning I can put in Android apps. You may have noticed there's a little floating dot on here, and see it went off. It's at a great design position that when you have your hand just right, it's going to light up. But if you want to have the screen on all the time and you don't care so much about battery drain, you can install that little dot that you saw there. When I touch it, it brings this circle up. This is called floating toucher. and I modified one of these positions, and I don't know if you can see down there really closely, but I can keep toggling it until you see the infinity sign, and that bypasses all the stuff in here that turns off the screen. Now I go home, and now the screen will stay on. Sure, it's going to eat up a bunch of battery. Yeah, I might only get just a few hours of battery life, but ooh, I want to be out with this thing really looking cool and have it always on. Some other watches, and I'm going to see if some will fit, that have the always on kind of screen. They're already set. They're low powered, and they're not going to be bright and brilliant like this one. With Alrod's surfing animated screen. Check the show notes for links. I'm always putting Alrod's links over here if you want to download that watch face to your round or square Android smartwatch. And Floating Toucher, you can get that. We'll have a link in the show notes on where you can go to download that app and install it, even on your phone if you wanted to, but definitely on your watches. Now, I digress, I know, but I just want you guys to see all of that. So, let's see what else we can slap on this thing and use it for a revived new way of wearing your watch. Oh, man, this is so fun. I want you to see how well this is made. Check this out. This is the Thor 5 Pro, just getting ready to put it in there. And look at this. Look how the little do-willy here fits exactly underneath the camera. Wow. I mean, I couldn't have made it better if I made it myself. So, where's my little thing? Here you go, just to show you how we do this, how simple it is. You slide that in, you get it in position now, you line up the hole if you can see it, and with a tool or your finger or whatever you've got, you just simply press it to get it over the edge and get it to snap in. And ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, now we've got a round smartwatch with the Thor 5 Pro. Okay, this looks like I might open it up a little bit more because it's a little bit smaller. Nah, it's fitting okay right there. I don't even think I have this on. Let's see. There we go. Okay, all right. Wow. That looks really cool. The black with the shiny black. The camera right next to the silver button. Sure, I can show you what that looks like. Let's find the camera in here. Hello, camera. Remember, we have a side one here. And now, instead of it going over your wrist, there's my thumb. You see my thumb? Oh, it's really bright. I'm so sorry. I can't dim it down on this one, but there's my thumb right there in the picture. When it's on the wrist, it's pointing at your hand. When it's on your hand, it's pointing over your thumb, and it's easy to put your thumb down and get a great picture of whatever you're looking at right there. Wow. And if I switch it around, now I can be doing video conferencing. It's washed out on the camera here, but it's not here. It's brilliant, beautiful, bright. It's excellent. The Z-Blaze folks force the screen to full brightness when you put it in camera mode. So that's why it doesn't look quite as crisp and clear and colorful right there. But we're using this front camera right here, right on the top of the watch, and it's working perfectly. Yeah. And check this out. So this is an example of me driving. I'm not holding anything in my hand. I'm not doing anything dangerous. My watch is strapped to me in an Ergon band, and I'm just simply cruising down the road and talking with the camera pointed in a good angle so that I can actually be upright. I couldn't do this with my wrist and keep both hands on the wheel. Although I need to make a right-hand turn right now, so I'm going to do that, and you guys can see what happens. Whoa! All right, I'm back. What fun. I love this thing. Okay, that's enough for now. Bye. Remember, this one has the sleep time too, the ambient display, so you don't have to fuss with it going into setting the screen to be on full time 24/7. This is off. The watch is off right now. And look at that. You've got ambient time, whatever you're doing, right there, right in the position you need when you hold it up and look at it. Touch the button, or shake your wrist, or do whatever you do, and you can get back to your original watch faces. But wait, there's more. These are the Android watches. Let's check out some of the other kind. Now check out the Amazfit Bip. It's smaller, and you see, oops, I got to move this thing a little further forward or it's not going to sit in here properly. So we drop this up a couple of them. We put this one on here. We check and see, is it going to be just right to hold it when we put the pins in? Maybe go back one more and put it in here. Put it in here. And there's different sizes of these, of course, depending on which one you need. And you'll get the size that you'll need for the watch that you're going to be using it with. Yeah, I think I still got to go one forward, so I'll put it together for you. You see how that's fitting up? Yeah. Here we go. The Amazfit Bip. Yep. We're covering pretty much a bunch of the really popular watches. So this thing is very flexible, can work with a lot of them. Now this is a much smaller watch. I'm going to have to relocate this because it wants to go back here. So I'm going to move it a couple of pins over. There, and now it's in the last hole. That's what it's designed for, so that you don't have a lot hanging off here. And there you go. Wow. Wow. The Amazfit Bip. Yeah. All the different things you can do with it. Oh, yep. We got full reviews on this. SmartWatchTix.com. Alipay if you're inside China. You guys are familiar with this one, right? All the activities, weather, you've got everything in a tiny little chiclet that now you can wear on your wrist. Really awesome stuff. So what are the drawbacks? Well, for one, you can't charge your watch if it's stuck in this Ergon Band device, right? Well, not exactly. You see, they thought about that, and although to take the whole thing off, you've got to undo this. Well, to charge it, all you got to do is this. Snap it in there, plug it in, and you're good to go. So at night, just take the whole thing off, set it down, disconnect it, charge it up, pop it off, bring it back, snap it on, and you're up and running with it in the right position. Okay, that's not a drawback. How about washing your hands? That's got to be a drawback. And yeah, it could be if you're going to really wash everything, but I managed to wash my fingers really good. You got to be a little bit careful and tricky. And you kind of, I know I shouldn't do that on TV. Wash your thumb carefully, separately. It is leather. I suggest not getting it wet if you can avoid it, but you might be able to wash that part and get that part a little bit wet. It'll dry off pretty quickly. So washing hands isn't a problem. Shucks, I can't think of anything else. Let's summarize. You've been looking at the Ergon Band, that's right. Designed in Canada, made for Apple watches, Samsung watches, and just about any Chinese watch with removable bands. A really exquisite conceptualization of how we should be wearing our watches on our hands instead of our wrists. There is going to be a Kickstarter project for this one. You can get in early and get a good price on it. Check right now and keep checking back because it's just getting started here in February-ish 2020. There's a Kickstarter link here and in the show notes, or check on Ergon Band when you go to Kickstarter.com to see what they've got there for you. And you've seen the whole thing in action here. Oh yeah, we were going to talk to you about heart rate too, and whether or not this will actually pick up your pulse. There you go. It turns out that if the hole will allow the diodes to shine through and this receptor to pick it up, it will, right from your wrist, actually anywhere on any part of your skin, you've got capillaries everywhere, it will actually be able to read your heart rate. So when you're doing your fitness workouts and things that have a monitoring of your heart rate, wearing the Ergon Band will indeed allow you to get a heart rate reading on it as well. Very, very cool. Once again, you can check out the watches over at smartwatchticks.com. Go over to ergonband.com to join the contest to win yourself one of these and pick it up on Kickstarter. You'll probably be able to get it by May of this year, and we'll see you again soon.